guys, I wanted to show you some of my winter cleanup around the yard. I kept the sunflowers up as long as I could for our cute little birdies to have snacks during the wintertime. But we had some monster windstorms and snowstorms, and as you can see, they're falling all over the place. So I'm going to go around and deadhead them and save the pods and then cut them even with the ground. And I want to show you a couple other things around the yard that I'm going to be doing today for winter cleanup. So come along. I've kept a lot of the leaves down because I like to have the ground protected for any of our bulbs and things that need a little bit extra love. But I need to come around and get the leaves up like this so I can get down to the dirt so these cute little plants that are just starting to sprout up can get more sunshine. So that's another section that needs to be taken care of around the yard too. This is grass. I gotta pick this. The grass likes to grow from here into the planter, so I'm always pulling that out. But we've got little plants popping up because it's finally spring. So I want to make sure they get sunshine. So I'm going to clear this out and get it down to the dirt. And then as I go, I'll just pick these out because I don't want grass in my planter. These guys like to do really long shoots, so you have to make sure you get all the roots, otherwise they just keep coming. Okay, so piles of grass, piles of leaves. So I will pile these up and put some in the compost, and some are just going to go in the yard waste bin because we don't need this many leaves. This is one of my very favorite parts of our yard. I literally just tossed wildflower seeds and transplanted iris from my grandmother's house, the house my mom grew up in, and that's pretty much what's in here. So, but see how I have all these stalks that are dry? I need to go around and trim this down to the ground so that all the new stuff has lots of room to grow. So I'm going to clear this dead stuff out. So like the sunflower pods, I would like to rescue as many seeds as possible. So I'm going to trim these. These are Gaillardia. I have been bagging seeds for days, right, babe?
Yes.
My husband is taping for me. I think I have bagged probably about 2,000 bags of seeds, and I still have more to go. I wanted to show you some of my seeds. I have been bagging hundreds and hundreds of bags of seeds. My orders come in, I think it's 1,200 per order, and I've gotten 3. So that tells you how many bags I've filled up. Lots. And I've got big bags of soapwort. These are $5 a bag because I have so much soapwort. There's like 3 bins full of that. Those are all soapwort. So seeds galore, because as you'll see on the other side of the garage, I'm getting ready for a garage sale. Our whole garage is full. This stuff is all tagged and ready to go, but oh my word, when I do a garage sale, it's a lot of stuff and a lot of work for several months. But it's worth it. We're downsizing on all of our stuff, and we're going to have fudge and cookies and all kinds of fun stuff. But there's a path to the freezer and a path to the washing machine and a path to my seeds, and everything else is covered with stuff. Oh my gosh. But I'm collecting lots. So I'm going to cut off all the seed pods, and then I will just trim these at the base so that all of the energy can go to the roots of the plants to strengthen the new growth. Ta-da! This section I let grow for a really long time, so I'm going to come around and rescue any of the seed pods that are left and then just trim this down. Oh, did you see that as I bopped it? Those are all seeds. So I just planted some, but I'm going to come around and trim all of these down to the bottom and just get rid of the dry stuff. They rested for the winter, and now it's time for spring to come and say hello. Same thing in this bed. I just need to trim down the dry stalks, take out all the leaves, and get down to the dirt level for all this. So see, we've got iris popping up. The vinca is waking up. I actually saw the first vinca flowers the other day, so I need to make room for all the plants to be able to pop up and have sunshine. And so clear out all the leaves, get down to the dirt, rescue the seeds, and then cut the stalks down at the base even with the ground. And here, see, like you can see our grape hyacinth, they're already popping up. We've got lots of those guys, so they need some more room. So I'm gonna come around and clear out the leaves, cut down the stalks to the bottom. See, these little guys they're already starting to pop out. So by getting rid of these, the energy can go to the roots in the bottom of the plant. And then I've got yarrow seeds to collect. Same with the sunflowers. I kept these out for the birds during the winter so they could have snacks. But I'll cut the pods off, and then the stalks even with the ground, and this will all be nice and cleared out. And you can see we've got daffodils popping up. These are going to be flower cutting beds. I haven't figured out how to fight the cat, so I'm just gonna work with it, and we'll do flowers instead of vegetables in the front in those. And then my soapwort, I deadheaded these 3 times last year, and this is the final deadheading. I'm just going to trim them down to the bottom, and these will already start. You can see they're already waking up. Soapwort actually blooms basically from March to October in northern Nevada if you keep deadheading the pods. So lots of work today, but I wanted to show you what I'm up to. So there are still a couple little seeds in some of these pods. So I'm just going to cut the pods off and collect them in a bag. And then after I finish getting all the leaves out, I'm going to sprinkle these around. I can't sprinkle them now because I have to get rid of the leaves first. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing next. So with sunflowers, I don't like to pull them out because there are baby plants that are growing right now. So what I do is go, oh, see, look, here's a good example. So underneath all these cute leaves is this little guy. And I don't want to pull it out because it would be on top of the sunflower pod, root ball. So I'm gonna cut it as low as I can, and then I will toss the stalks into our compost. So didn't the birds do a good job eating the seeds? I'm so glad they had these snacks during the winter time. I'm just gonna rescue a couple of them, and then they'll have new flowers to eat the seeds this year. This is what happens when you pull the whole thing out. So if there's little baby plants growing, then you pop them out and you have to replant them. So I like cutting them at the base, then you don't lose the little baby plants. Whew, okay, 2 hours later, I've got all the sunflower stalks pulled up, and the bed is cleared out of a lot of the leaves. I'm actually going to leave some so that these poor plants don't go into complete shock after being completely buried by these leaves the whole winter time, but it was really full. There are lots of leaves. I dumped a bunch over the winter just to make sure everything was nice and protected, and now I have piles and piles and piles of leaves and lots of sunflower stalks. But it is much more clear. I'll show you this way. Ta-da! Piles and piles of sunflower stalks and leaves are out of these beds, so that the plants that are popping up will be much happier. See the grape hyacinth? We've got iris and hyacinth and all kinds of stuff popping up. And I'm also seeing, as I go around, a lot of plants that wintered over that I rescued from Ace. I will share the link in the description of that video, but Connor and Kelly and I did like 3 carloads of gobs of plants from Ace during the fall, and I transplanted them and saved them, and tons of them have wintered over, which is also fun to see. And I'm also seeing the box elder bugs are out, and I get to do my special soap spray and also oil to try to catch those guys. I have a video for that I'll share in the description too, but they love all this dead stuff. Can you see them flying around? It's kind of hard to see in the video. They're red and black bugs, and they like to eat all the dead stuff and kill your flowers sometimes. So I'm not a huge fan. I'm trying to find one I can show you. Here's one. Little stinker flying around. They fly, so you have to be sneaky to get rid of them. But anyway, I cleared out a ton of the leaves, and the beds are much happier. So I'll get all this raked up and in the yard waste bin, some of it in the compost, and then I can water these guys. So they'll be so happy. Isn't spring the best? I just love it. All right, these are all the sunflowers I rescued, and I got the leaves raked. So now what I get to do is toss them around the yard, and I will have more sunflowers all over the place. But I needed to get the leaves raked up so that they could actually get to the ground. Then I'm going to water and make sure these are all nice and happy. So, making progress. All right, I got everything cleared out and watered, and everything is looking rather happy. What do you think? How does it look? Our clover's popping up. Our grass is getting happy. It's so exciting. We have tons of stuff popping up. The birds are excited. Can you hear them cheering? But I got it all cleared out. This one bed. And I will do the rest of the areas over the next week or so. This took a little bit longer than I thought it would, which is usually the case. My husband always teases me that I have optimistic thinking. That's usually way short of what the time is going to be. And I need to fix my sunflower. I just saw that fell over. I need to put new wire on it. This little section is a video too. I'll have to share that in the description. I put this little path in this little patio area last spring. This is actually one of the first videos I made for my channel. So I'll share that. And all these iris that are in this little section, I got from a neighbor that is in the same video. I think I shared the story, but it's really cool. They just live around the corner from us, and I saw them in a pile. It looked like a bunch of weeds, but I could tell there was some iris peeking out, and I was able to get them. So I'll share that link in the description too. It's pretty cool. But got a lot of stuff cleared. Still have tons of work to do, but ta-da! Welcome spring. I'm so excited you're here. And I realized as I was kneeling down, clearing all this out and making the yard look nice and clean, there are a lot of spiritual lessons in gardening, and I spend a lot of my time on my knees talking to Heavenly Father. As I was rescuing the sunflower pods, I realized He helps the one. He will leave the 99 to go save the one. And I was thinking about that a lot while I was clearing out the yard, that Heavenly Father really loves each of us individually and perfectly, and we get to do that for each other too by serving. And I enjoyed pondering that while I was clearing out the winter and getting ready for spring. Thanks for coming along. Well, hello, little lady.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm just outside.
You're sunbathing? Mommy's outside working, and Kelly made this lovely little fort for all of her dolls. Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun, bud. It's spring, right? Did you know that it's spring?
No.
Okay, this is what I'm working on while Kelly is sunbathing. I got this little section cleared out. Oh, look at the butterfly. We've had a lot of butterflies over the last couple days. But anyway, cleared out. I'm going to water it, and it will be much happier. Making progress. That garbage can is completely full of brown.
Look what my mom has done.
I'm clearing out this bed now.
What are you doing, Mommy?
So I'm coming in and getting out all the leaves. I put these down during the fall so they could protect the plants that are in here, but now I have to pull them out so that the new plants can grow. So I'm just, you want to come on this side, sweetheart? So I'm just grabbing handfuls and pulling the leaves out, and then see these that are brown? I'm just lopping off what's done and pulling them out. Then all the new plants can pop out. See, just getting rid of the brown stuff.
Cool.
Cutting off the stalks, but our yard waste bin and our garbage are full. So I'm going to have to start bagging them up, but making some progress. I got all the leaves out of this little section and watered it. And within a day or two, it went bananas. Isn't spring the most beautiful time of year? These are hyacinth, iris are getting ready, tulips are opening. Oh, I just love spring. And I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so good.
And it's beautiful.
Beautiful and it smells good, huh?
Yeah.
Lovely combination.
Look, my mom has finished the flower bed. And look at our tree.
This is our dwarf peach tree. Isn't it so cute?
Yeah.
See, look, all of this came out. I rescued some vinca plants that I planted and I'm going to sell. And I got all this out. And I got to bag it up. And now when this gets watered, it's going to be much happier. Thanks, Ladybug. I wanted to show you what I'm doing in this front section. So this is full of leaves and dry stuff. And then I've got piles of, Kelly, come here. I've got piles of sunflowers all along the sidewalk. So I'm just going through with my little floppers and getting all the stalks that are dry. So any plant that has green that comes up, you can actually trim this down to the ground. So these are coming back again. So I'm just trimming the dry stalks. And then all this green is going to come up and be new plants. These are daisies. And then the yarrow, same thing. So they have brand new stalks each year. So I'm just cutting the dry stalks at the very base. And then new yarrow pops up. And we have a ton of weeds this year. We had like a non-existent winter. Whoops. So the good stuff wintered over, but bad stuff wintered over too, because the weeds that tend to die out in the wintertime when it's cold did never get that cold. So they came back full force. So, oh, Kelly, look at the ladybug. It's coming up on the stalk. Do you see?
Oh,
That's the first ladybug I've seen of the season. Cute.
Can I hold it?
Sure. Stick your hand out and I'll climb on you. Can you see it with my camera?
Yeah.
Oh, put your hand over to the other side. Here, I'll go like this.
Gotcha.
It popped in your hand.
See?
Okay.
See, guys? She's a ladybug.
Okay.
I'm gonna call her Lady.
Cute. And then come on over here.
She is bright.
It is super, super bright. Then this one, these are my soapwort. I'm going to trim them down to the bottom the same way and just get all these dry stalks out. And then all the new plants will happily come out.
4 babies. She's gonna have 4 babies. What are you doing, Mama?
I wanted to show you another thing I'm doing. So I left a lot of seeds on the plants. I sell tons of seeds, but I keep some for us too. So as I'm cutting off the stalks, I'm saving some of the seeds and then I'll toss these around the yard later. So I'll have seeds all over the place, but I just cut the stalk off and then cut the seeds in the bucket and I will spread the seeds out from the bucket around the yard. So I wanted to show you those seeds too. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. First plum blossom. Little plum tree is teeny tiny, but it's growing. And our peach tree has blossoms on it. I wanted to show you this pretty one too. It's just blossoming. I can't remember what they're called. I need to look it up. But I did a video gathering the seeds. I'll share that in the description. They came from my grandma's house. Yeah, bud. Look at these cute little Johnny jump ups. They're so fun in the wind. Just barely dancing. And raspberries and blackberries are waking up. Oh, how I love spring. Rhubarb going to town. These little guys wintered over. Aren't they so pretty? We've got Johnny jump ups and poppies and feverfew and grape hyacinth and vinca in this planter box. And a banana peel. Lots of grape hyacinth popping up all over the yard. I love grape hyacinth. These tulips are just getting ready to open. I love tulips. I wanted to show you progress on the yard cleanup. There are 3 large bags here, and I've rescued some plants I'm going to put in our garage sale and just have on Marketplace. And then these are both full, and another bag, and our yard waste is to the top. So I realized as I was filling them up, there are 4 garbage bags, 3 garbage cans, 2 very sore hands, and a very happy gardener. That thought came to me as I was wrapping up all these bags, but it's getting there. This one's all nice and cleared out, and the front, I'll show you the front, is nice and clear. Leaves out. I've just got a couple sunflower stalks I need to break down, which I will do when the garbage can is empty, because they're really hard to break down. But see, there's a little butterfly. The leaves are gone. I've watered a couple times. The plants are looking very happy, and then soapwort is really nice and cleared out. So this will start going to town. And then on this side, I tied up our honeysuckle so it's on the right side of the arch. And then our wisteria I saw is starting to bud out. See if I can show you some. See? The more you trim this, the better it blooms. But there's little buds all over the place. I'm excited to see that. And then this is another flower that wintered over from Ace. And we've got feverfew and Palmer's penstemon all coming in. My hollyhock is happy. There are tulips, iris, and look at these little baby daffodils. I love baby daffodils. And more grape hyacinth, and I'm not sure what that is actually. It looks like a peony. I don't remember planting that over here, but that might be what it is. More hollyhocks, and more hollyhocks, and I have sweet peas that are popping up all around the yard. I planted them in 4 or 5 different areas in the yard, and lots of poppies. I need to try to transplant some of these. I think if I get a nice big root ball, they should transplant okay, but usually California and Oriental poppies do not transplant. So cross your fingers for me. More flowers from Ace that wintered over. Marigold getting ready. I think tons and tons of sunflowers. And these will be flower beds because our neighborhood cat is not letting me plant vegetables. That's why all the forks are in there. And lots of grape hyacinth popping up. So I got a lot of clearing out, and I'll keep watering. And these are all Oriental poppy and California poppies. This is my path for the hose. So every time they get bonked, the seeds drop, and they just spread like bananas. Johnny jump ups. So got a lot done. It's nice and cleared. And the more I water, the happier it will be. So, ta-da! I hope you guys like this video of the winter cleanup and spring prep. The main thing with winter cleanup is just getting rid of the dry stalks, the spent stalks, any of the leaves and anything that's brown, because you want to have your new spring plants be able to get the oxygen, the sunlight, and the water that they need. And any of the dry foliage is going to be taking away all of those 3 things. So I hope you guys are having a great spring and enjoying your winter's cleanup, and then seeing all of the new blooms popping out. Happy gardening!